I have an important question for you. Who in your life has taught you the most about patience? Well, I would say for me, it has definitely been having children who are neurodiverse, most particularly my son, who is on the autism spectrum. So, if you've not had a pleasure to meet me, and I haven't had a pleasure to meet you yet, I'm Dr. Virginia. I'm a double board certified psychiatrist slash lifestyle medicine physician. And what I get to do is help people to develop strategies to make their life better, particularly as relates to mental health. I do that in my private practice, and I get to do that also when I get to coach people, mostly healthcare providers, so that they can do similar work to what I'm doing, right? Because as many of you may know, we are in a mental health pandemic. There is a severe shortage of people who are joining the fight, the good fight. So I'm going to try to make this super quick because I know our attention span gets shorter and shorter and shorter. Here are a couple things that I need you to understand as a mental health provider, as a person that ends up volunteering with children or adults who are on the spectrum. If you are a first responder, especially firefighter, police, paramedic, slow and steady wins the race. So everything you needed to know in life, you probably learned in kindergarten. I am sure you learned the tale of the rabbit and the turtle, or the hare and the turtle. You know that turtles normally move very slow. You would never expect them to win the race. But of course, the hare gets trigger happy, to use a very poor pun, and is just thinking, I can do this in my sleep, gets lazy, falls asleep, and allows the turtle the opportunity to win. So going slow and steady 100% won the turtle the race. How does that apply to autism or a person with a special need? Super quick points that I do not want you to forget. If you're working with someone on the spectrum, number one, you may need to speak slower. Notice that I'm being very intentional about what I'm saying. I'm putting little spaces in between the information, and I'm trying to speak as directly as I possibly can. This literally is life saving. The second thing is, I likely will have to take my time and wait for a person who is on the spectrum, especially for those who have different abilities, may not be on the spectrum, but may have something else going on. I may have to slow down and wait. I'm seeing a patient that does speech to text. That means I may ask a question and then I have to wait, to pause for them to type their answer in. If I'm working with someone that has a device, I may ask a question, but then I pause for them to press the buttons they need to press to until the device speaks on their behalf. If I'm speaking with my son, our mantra is 5 seconds. Now, not a super slow 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5, because then I've lost him for certain things. But if I'm giving a 3-step demand, Amir, stand up. Amir, stand up like me. Okay, Amir, let's stand up. And I go and I get him to help him stand. Now, that's if I'm giving him instructions. However, if I see that he is already dysregulated, I have to wait. I have to wait for him to either self-regulate, go through his internal process that he has to calm himself down, or I have to go through the process of giving him just enough time to see that he's starting to regulate. And if he seems like he can't quite get it together, then I'm giving him another instruction. We call it high P, high probability. I'm giving him something that is very likely that he knows how to do. It's not hard for him to do. He can do it almost in his sleep. Almost in his sleep. And it's not super, super hard. Amir, clap your hands. Amir, touch your shirt. Amir, what color is your shirt? It's green. Okay, those are high P. He can do that. Amir, what's 4 plus 3? I'm not giving him that. Okay, I might give another child with a different cognitive ability that, but for him, for my son, for my child, I know him well enough to slow down and ask him things that he can easily comply with. If you are an officer, first responder, physician, nurse, paramedic, EMT, um, firefighter, know that you're possibly coming into contact with a person that doesn't know you. You may not know them. You're gonna have to gauge your 5 seconds, whether it's a fast or a slow. If you see immediate compliance, you might be able to go with the faster 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If not, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, and then maybe repeat the command. Too many voices at one time is difficult. So that means I'm going to have one person be the lead, okay? The lead discussant, the lead negotiator, the lead teacher. Other people can be there for support, but only one person should be talking. Again, all the things that I learned in kindergarten. The whole class can't talk at the same time and hear the teaching from the teacher. This has to be put a bubble in it, everybody else. And then the one person that I'm talking to, okay, this is what I want you to do. What's going on? Can you tell me what's happening? Person has their own internal dialogue, not paying any attention. I'm going to see if they can self-regulate with the long 1 Mississippi 5 seconds. They don't seem to be self-regulating, then I got to start thinking of tools that I can pull out of my toolbox to help them regulate. First thing I'm going to do if I know there's kids on the spectrum is hey, can you clap your hands for me? Can you raise your hands for me? You know, some of the things that I would want them to do anyway in a safe situation, you know, can you raise your hands for me? Can you put your hands over your head? All right. Can you wave hi to me with one hand? Can you wave hi? Something where I know that they're hearing me and they're listening. If I give them a very simple instruction and they still don't have it, guess what? I might have to slowly start backing away and backpedaling, not going forward, right? I've seen some officers do this and do this very well. Instead of slowly advancing, you know, they're backing up. Same thing with, I've seen this with firefighters as well. They come into the space and they've got stuff that makes them look like an alien from outer space, or, you know, someone who might be concerned about infectious disease. We think about movies with big old hazmat. And so they might put their hands up and back away a little bit. Hey, I'm safe. Or maybe even lift their helmet just so the child can see or the adult can see, I'm a firefighter, not going to hurt you. I'm a safe space. I'm a safe person. You're a teacher, same thing. Backing up, not getting too close to the child or to the student or the adult. All of these things are really helpful for a person that's on the spectrum especially, but can be helpful for a person with any kind of processing delay or disorder, dementia, right? Older patient with dementia, person with a hearing difficulty. I might try to get a little louder initially to see if maybe there's a hearing issue. If the person seems like that's just too much, I might get quieter. All right. All of that takes patience. All of that takes patience. And when we're in the middle of an urgency or a crisis, it may be difficult to apply the patience. But if you've got practice, practice makes patience. You do it over and over again, might make it perfect as well. But in my world, usually practice makes patience. So I hope this has been helpful for you. I didn't want to belabor things and talk too long. But those are one of the things that I learned through the eyes of my child that have 100% helped me in my practice. That's why I think I end up seeing so many people with special needs, special abilities, disabilities, different abilities, because we do tend to be fairly patient with our patients. And we, from a very basic stance, tend to also seem to kind of get our patients because we've got experience, right? Either familially or from practice, or just another lived experience from another way. So I hope this has been helpful for you. For those who are joining me live, I just wanted to wish you the very best. Have a very blessed day on purpose. And I will tell you, if you don't already know someone who is neurodiverse, get to know somebody who is. And if you have met someone who's neurodiverse in your family, or not necessarily someone you're caring for, talk to their caregiver about ways that you can practice patience with them. Okay, helps them, helps you. And then last but not least, for those of us who are parents or you're a caregiver of someone on the spectrum or someone else with neurodiversity, please, 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 as I've already said before, I usually have patience for two sets of people. My patients who pay me to listen to them, right? And then my family, um, who I just listen to because they're my family, or other people that are on the spectrum that are a part of my life. For the rest of you, love you. I will try to be patient with you, but I only have but so much to go around, unless the Holy Spirit like just imparts, boom, patient, which could happen. Um, you need to be patient with me, okay? Just to know that like literally 90 some percent of my time and energy goes to those two groups of people. For everybody else in the world, you're kind of getting the leftovers. Still a good bit of me, but kind of getting the leftovers. So just remember that, okay? So you have a very blessed day on purpose. Take care.